Hello, hello, hello. Hello, party people. What's going on, my favorite people? Hola. Hola, hola, hola. It's almost 4 in the morning and I can't sleep because I took a very late nap. Yeah, sorry, I know I said when I was streaming earlier that I was going to come back earlier, but I wound up taking a nap. And now I'm awake. So yay! I'm alright. Very much awake. Feel like I stream a little bit before maybe working on some audio stuff. Just want to get my groove going. My conscience is telling me to just not worry about audios today because in America it's like a holiday and like an important family holiday. So I really should just like, when I'm done streaming, probably just go back to bed if the baby's not awake. But I'm a workaholic. So if I have the energy and the time and my voice isn't sounding like complete ass because I'm sick, I want to knock out audios. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm like this. I shouldn't feel guilty for wanting to take time to just enjoy a holiday. Probably because I just spent like 4 days away for another job. And while that was for work and not for like a vacation, unlike like a couple weeks ago when I was away for a week on vacation, I'm like, y'all are used to me regularly uploading, so I want to kind of keep the momentum going. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving today. I know, it snuck up on me too. I had to run out yesterday and get a hostess gift for my mother-in-law. Because I almost forgot. Because I'm going to her house for Thanksgiving. And hopefully, while we're all gathered together, we'll be able to, like, FaceTime video chat with Husbando. But that really depends on how it goes with the time zone difference, because he's like 14, 15 hours ahead of us. So if we're gathered together at like 3 p.m. our time, it's like ass early in the morning his time. Thank you. Figured I'd do a bit of a variety today. Yeah, days kind of blend together for me too, not because I have insomnia per se, even though I do, but I'm medicated for it, so I actually do get some sleep. But I have a weird sleep schedule between just how I work on my work and taking care of the baby. So, and also, I don't leave the house much, except when I have to travel for my other jobs. Or, I have to run an errand, which isn't very often. So, like, the days, especially when I'm stuck in the house, the days just kind of morph together into just one long day where I just take naps. Hello, people just joining. Don't worry, you haven't missed much. We're just hanging out. I might play a game, I might not. It depends if I wake up more or start getting sleepy. If I start getting sleepy, we're just going to hang out here and have a little chat session. But if I wake up more and get more energy, I might put on, like, Mortal Kombat. Or have y'all watch me suck terribly at Grand Theft Auto 5. Or something. Who knows? I know it's not an ASMR stream. I'm sorry. I just... Well, I'm a bit of a snuffleupagus and got the cough going on. An ASMR stream's really difficult for me because when I record my audios, I can edit out my coughing and everything else. But when I'm live, I can't edit out just randomly coughing and all that stuff. Oh, it's not a Pokemon, that's a fox. It represents my baby. My baby's nickname is Little Fox. She's not actually in the same room as me right now. I used to keep her in the same room as me when I streamed. I used to keep her in a little bouncer, but she's outgrown the bouncer. And currently my home office doesn't have room for a playpen for her, so she can't be in the office with me anymore right now. Hopefully sometime soon I'll get some stuff cleaned out so I can put a little playpen up here for her to hang out in while I'm like streaming or working on stuff that's not recording. But for right now, she can't be in the office. It says she is hopefully still fast asleep in her crib, because she did not conk out until like almost midnight. Old meme, my dude. Old meme. I have a soda. I have a soda. I'm gonna have to go get more in a minute. Oh, I have like a menagerie of pets. I have 5 cats, a dog, a parrot, which if I stream during the day or in the evening, people sometimes hear it. And I have a snake. But the snake technically belongs to my older kid. I can't imagine a cheesesteak and a hot dog like together as one entity. That sounds kind of... sounds a bit much. Sounds a bit much. I still have Wendy's I haven't finished yet. I got a Junior Baconator that I still have to eat. But I wasn't feeling so great today. Or yesterday, I should say. I don't know. I consider nighttime part of the day before, even though it's technically a time in the morning. It's weird. It's weird. Weird, 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 weird. Well, to be fair, not all of the pets are mine. 3 of the cats belong to my folks. And the bird also belongs to my folks. Doggo's mine. One of the cats is mine, one of the cats belongs to my kid, and the snake belongs to my kid. Not the baby, my older kid. I have 2 kids, for those of you who don't know. Hey, howdy, hey, party people join in. I kind of like that when I stream, it's pretty low-key and just like a few people come to hang out. Because it feels like I have like a secret stream fam. Where like y'all get like a few minutes to like an hour or so of direct access to me where you can like ask me nearly anything you want. And I'll talk to you and all the other happy stuff. And the people who don't bother to come to my streams don't get that access and don't get that privilege. So it's like secret stream fam. It's awesome. Because if I had like a really crowded stream where like there's like 100 or 1,000 people trying to chat at the same time, I would not be able to keep up. I would not. I would be like, what? I'm just gonna do whatever and hopefully people don't get bored. Alrighty. So yay, secret stream fam. Hey, howdy, hey. How you doing? How's your day slash night going? I have no idea what time zone people are in. You don't want to play a game? Tell me what country you're in. And from that, I can kind of figure out what time zone. Because I imagine when I stream at like weird o'clock in the morning in America, I'm probably getting people from like Australia and Europe and such where it's not middle of the night when people are asleep. Except for my fellow insomniacs. Yeah, but is it like really late night in Australia? Or is it just like night? Hey, howdy, hey. Well, hopefully my low-key stream will lull you to sleep. Hey, howdy, hey, Captain. Nice to meet you, too. Russia does have many time zones. That is true. You know what makes me giggle? The fact that, like, without fail, whenever I upload an audio, at least one person, like, dislikes it right off the bat. And I bet it's the same person or the same people every time. That they either think it's funny or they just have, like, a hate boner for my content and want me to know it somehow. And in my mind, I'm like, if you don't like content, like, no one's making you watch it. You don't have to have a hate boner. I've never understood, like, hate watching someone. I've never understood that. Like, if I don't like someone, but I want to know something about them, I'll, like, watch something about them that someone else has done. But I won't give them the privilege of getting my views if I don't like them, if that makes sense. Aww, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Awesome, you got your booster shot. I'm waiting on mine because I got into this program that's a research thing where I'm getting a corona and flu combo booster shot thingy. So they told me to wait on getting the corona booster until they see what effects I get from this combo shot that I'm getting paid to take and get studied for. So that should be neat. I should hear from those people sometime in December. I try to like things, but I know, like, YouTube saves, like, pretty much every video you like and makes it, like, a playlist. And I like a whole variety of different stuff on the YouTubes, so that would be a very weird playlist. Also, many apologies if you access some of my custom playlists on here and you'll see a random video. Sometimes I fall asleep with my phone playing something on YouTube, and I guess I, like, hit it with my hand or roll on it in the middle of the night, and that'll make it, like, hit random buttons on the YouTube app, and it will, like, save that video to a random playlist. I try to catch it when I can and remove those videos from the playlist, but sometimes I miss one until someone's like, hey, why is this video critiquing Shane Dawson on your relaxation playlist? And I'm like, whoops, that probably happened while I was asleep and listening to stuff and it autoplayed and I just like smacked my phone. Aw, thank you, thank you. I only hit dislike on like scam videos. Like the ones that are like, here's how to get this free software and crypto scams and just malarkey. I hit dislike on that just to aid in people knowing that like don't pay attention to this video, it's a scam. If you don't interact with people that much, if at all, then I don't judge you really for waiting on the shot. But if you are someone who plans on going out into public, like you go out shopping a lot, or you go out to work, or like live your life, like you want to live life normally, then I personally think you should get the shot because it's good for your health and it's good for the health of people around you because you don't know someone's situation. And you don't want to catch it and be asymptomatic or have very mild symptoms and think you have a cold or something and not bother to get tested. And then you, like, cough or sneeze or, like, have it on your hands and then touch something. And then someone who's immunocompromised is around you and, like, touches something and catches it. And then they wind up in the hospital. It's not as far-fetched as it sounds because that's something that has been happening since the start of the whole thing. Yeah, I don't like the fact that YouTube is going to be hiding dislikes. For the fact is like when it comes to like scam videos and such, some of them get like a lot of likes because they pay for bot likes. So you'd see that the video has like 1,000 or 10,000 likes and assume it's a good valid thing, and not see like the 100,000 dislikes it got because it's a scam. They're hiding dislikes because they think dislikes negatively affect the mental well-being of creators, is my understanding based on what they have said. And I get that to a point because there are people who get like hate bombed for like little to no reason and their videos disliked, which does affect how their videos perform in the algorithm and whatnot. And that's really not fair and not cool. But that's not a common occurrence. It's just a high profile occurrence because it's happened to some major creators. So I have a feeling some creators with millions of subs complained and whined to Big Mama Susan that they're getting dislike bombed. And she's like, oh, okay, we'll hide the dislike so you don't have to deal with it, and we'll protect your fragile egos. I don't have the flu. I have like a cough, which I think started out as like a cold, but then because I have asthma, it turned into like bronchitis, which tends to happen if I get a chest cold. So that's why I still have like a scratchy throat and a lingering cough. I understand the blame of corporations because corporations are among the common channels to get dislike bombed. So I see that. But I know there's also some just general creators with like millions of subs who get dislike bombed and have very fragile egos. Like in general, corporations and some big creators have just fragile egos. They can't handle dislikes, they can't handle criticism. Meanwhile, when I was a youngin', I went to an art school to major in film and animation, and I got told my work sucked all the time by both my peers and my professors. So I learned very early on how to handle critique and criticism. Like, they didn't really say, like, oh, Kitti, your stuff sucks. But they're like, hey, it's not very good in this way. Here's how it could be better. But yeah, you need to work on your stuff more. That kind of thing. But still, it's not nice to hear that people don't just outright love what you've made. Like, no one likes to hear that. But I learned at an early age to, like, handle the fact that not everyone's going to like what I do. And that things can always be improved. Like, nothing comes out perfect. There is, like, literally no such thing as absolute perfection. There could always be tweaking and improvement somewhere. I think it is too. I think the YouTube Rewind is the most disliked video on YouTube. Right. Don't go anywhere. I gotta BRB because I need to go bathroom. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. See, I just had to go potty. Right here, on my squeaky chair. You know, hiding the dislikes may have something to do with sponsors, but I'm sure there's like more than one reason that YouTube is deciding to hide dislikes. I don't think it's just one solitary reason. I think the board got together and just came to a consensus from like multiple factors to do it. And while many creators and viewers may not agree with it, it's ultimately up to the people on the board of YouTube. Like, one thing that's a pet peeve of mine is people who blame Susan for everything. Like, yes, she's Big Mama Susan, she's a CEO, she has a lot of control, but she still has to answer to the board, and she still has to answer to the higher-ups at Google. She is not the be-all, end-all of what happens on YouTube. That's the thing though, dislikes are still engagement. So if a video has a lot of views and a lot of dislikes, that's still a lot of people who have seen those ads. So I don't think it has to do with advertisers specifically. Sponsors I would get, because sponsors are associated directly with the content creator and the video itself. And a sponsor does not want to be associated with a video that's massively disliked, because then they feel it reflects poorly on their brand. But general like ads that are served through the ad network, I don't think has anything to do with it, because engagement's engagement, views are views, and that's all the ad server cares about. Hey, howdy, hey. We just vibin'. We vibin', vibin'. Vibin', 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 vibin'. I really like this model. I know, like, V-Roy 3D models aren't, like, the greatest, and people kind of judge them, but I think this one came out super pretty, and, like, the hair and the ears are all flowy. Like, it's cool. I like it. And considering I have like limited hardware technology, it's pretty dope. I like it. I like this model. I kind of feel bad for Big Mama Susan because, like, no one can pronounce her name. People blame her for every little thing that goes wrong with the platform. People accuse her of having favoritism with certain creators when really it's just she talks to the ones who, you know, just happen to perform well and reflect nicely on the brand. At least at the time, they reflect nicely on the brand. Like, I know, like, James Charles is now, like, no bueno, but years ago, he was, like, a poster boy for YouTube. And I know, like, gamer bros are kind of butthurt that, like, vloggers and beauty influencers have kind of dominated the platform as, like, the face of YouTube. But, yeah, because I get it, because years ago, in the earlier days of YouTube, post Google acquiring it, of course, a lot of the popular content at the time was gaming content, was Let's Plays and stuff. But, you know, times change and things change and what's popular on a platform changes. And currently the big performing content are, like, different kinds of vloggers and beauty and lifestyle stuff. Same kind of general content that's popular on mainstream television, to be honest. Reality TV and lifestyle kind of stuff. Hey, my friend, I'm doing good. How are you? I laugh so hard when I see people at Susan on Twitter. As if she has time to go through every tweet added at her. Especially by people she probably doesn't follow herself, so it's not like it helps any. The thing with the placement of ads is depending on the video, usually it's the creator who tells the kind of ads that go on their video and places where the ads will show up. And some creators are greedy jerks and will have like non-skippable ads and multiple ads back to back, or like have a 20-minute video with an ad like every 3 to 5 minutes. It's crazy pants. I personally don't agree with that. Especially if your content is supposed to be chill and relaxing. Like ASMR. The last thing I want with a piece of relaxing content is to be all vibed and involved and like chilling out, and then boom, there's an ad right in the middle. Like, no, you just broke it for me, thank you. It's kind of the same thing with podcasts. Like, I prefer when podcasts have sponsors and do their own, like, ad reads that are, like, part of the podcast than for them to just randomly break for inserted ads. Unless they plan the ad breaks in the podcast itself and do a thing like, oh, we'll be back after these messages, that kind of thing, like they do on TV. Like, then that I'm okay with. But when it's just randomly, like, ad, I'm like, eh. But I can't really complain because on YouTube I don't usually see ads unless I'm logged out because I have YouTube Premium. Yes, I give money to the YouTube gods. Even though they should be giving me money as a creator, but equivalent exchange. Tokakokan. Catch you later, friend. Sleep well. No problem. Enjoy the video or audio, I should say, and get some good sleeps. No, my big soda is almost empty. Good thing I have an unopened can of soda I can open up. Before people say soda's unhealthy, I know. Okay, I'm trying to curb my addiction, but it's difficult. Because I like beverages with flavor. Yes, happy Thanksgiving, Americans. Which I am currently, so happy Thanksgiving. Happy Gobble Gobble Turkey Day. Even though I don't personally like turkey that much. Everyone's all excited about eating the turkey, and I'm like, I'll just eat the sides, because turkey doesn't do much for me. Yep, it's 4 something in the morning for me too, and I'm wide as heck awake. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of mellow. Like, I'm not like sleepy tired, I'm just like mellow. But I'm awake. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Soda can ASMR. It's still going. You okay, Soda? You okay? It's still going. This is amusing me. I'm amused. I'm entertained. Sorry, like I said, I have a cough. It sounds worse than it is. I assure you. Just because I have asthma. Little Fox is great. Pretty sure she's still asleep right now. But she's doing well. Doing well. She's bouncy and happy and really likes the wiggles and says a few words now. Not very many, but says a few words. Babbles a lot, just it's incoherent. I'm drinking Diet Coke because I like the flavor better than regular Coke. I don't know why. Well, good morning to you who just woke up. Yes, this is actually about the time I normally wake up in the morning. I usually wake up between like 3:30 and 4:30 in the morning when I want to work on audios. So I can try to get most of it done before like the rest of my house and my neighborhood wakes up and starts making noise. Yeah, like I said, the cough sounds worse than it is because it's in my lungs and I have asthma. So my lungs are kind of gunky, and so when I cough, it sounds worse than it is. Like, it's just a cough. Like, I feel fine otherwise. Like, no fever, no nothing. I just have this lingering cough. I want to go to like a sauna or a spa or something. I'm not sure how spas work right now, given like we're still in the era of Corona. Like I would like a massage and sitting in a hot steamy sauna and like a nice skin treatment on my face, maybe a mud soak or a green tea soak. That'd be nice. I went to a spa once that had like these different baths, and one of them was green tea, and it smelled so good. And I got to soak in it. It was nice. Well, keep in mind, I have children, and while my older kid is at an age where she wakes up in time for school, so she sleeps later than the baby does. The baby wakes up throughout the night, sometimes 2 to 3 times a night, so I'm used to just getting up. And then it gets to a point where once I'm up and can't go back to sleep, which is usually like 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning. And then usually when the baby goes down for the first nap of the day, I too will like curl up on the couch or whatever and take a nap with her. I don't have an inhaler because normally my asthma is fine. It only gets aggravated when I get like chest congestion from like a cold or something, or if I'm doing like really hardcore cardio exercise. Otherwise, it's not bothered. So I haven't had an inhaler since I was in like high school, and it's only because high school I had very vigorous PE classes, and I was an athlete. So I was always doing hectic cardio and needed it. But I went to an art school in college which didn't have sports, so I couldn't be an athlete anymore. So I didn't really need it. And ever since then, I just never really thought about getting another inhaler. I probably should. I probably should go to my GP and being like, hey, can you re-prescribe me an inhaler? I might need it one day. But I keep forgetting whenever I go to the doctor, because I'm usually going to the doctor for another reason. 420 with asthma? When it's with a rolled up joint or straight up out of a bowl, it makes you cough. It really aggravates the lungs. Not so bad when it's from a vape. Not nearly as bad when it's through a vape. And then it's perfectly fine when it's an edible. I generally prefer edibles anyway. I usually drink, unless I'm having, a very vigorous time on the computer where I'm, editing and recording and streaming and doing other various things. I have, maybe, 2 cans of diet soda a day. And then I drink a lot of water and black coffee. Because black coffee keeps me awake. When little Fox was tiny, I used to have her sleep in bed with me, which I know is a big no-no. No, don't have baby sleep in bed with you, but that was literally the only way I could calm her down so she would sleep. And so I let her sleep in bed with me for a few hours, and then, as gingerly as I could, transfer her to her crib. And sometimes she would stay asleep, and sometimes she'd wake up. But that was really the only way I could get her to fall asleep for a very long time. Oh yeah, I drink more than 2 if I'm, spending a lot of time just, busy doing stuff, on the computer or whatever. Because it's easy to just grab a can of something and go glug, 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 glug. Than to have to constantly run to the kitchen to get, glasses of water or brew a cup of coffee. I should invest in a Keurig for my office room. That would make it super easy to just brew some coffee. But Keurigs, while they're not nearly as expensive as they used to be, they're still not the cheapest thing on the market. And I am far too lazy to get an old-fashioned cheapo coffee maker that does it the old-fashioned way. I'm far too lazy. Because then I'd have to clean it and have to constantly buy filters along with the coffee and just bleh. Keurigs are easy. Just plug it in, put the little cups in, and then put my mug in underneath and click brew, and it just goes psh into the cup, and then that's good. My mother, for the holidays one year, got this really, really fancy espresso machine that was several $100s. It's still in the box. She has yet to set it up. And I'm like, Mama, you spent all this money because you wanted fancy coffees in your house and not have to go to Starbucks for your fancy coffees. Set the thing up. Clean off a space on the counter and set it up. And she's like, no, it's not the right time yet. No. And I'm like, watch, when she's fully retired and she and my pops move to where they plan on retiring to, I'm going to visit them. And that fancy espresso machine's still going to be in the box. and not set up in their new house. I'm betting on this. Well, see, in my home office room, it's like just me. I don't really allow the kids in here. And sometimes my older kid will come in here with me and we'll play a game together. But other than that, I don't let the kids in here. The other adults in my house don't have a need to be in this room unless it's to like put something in it that's mine or whatever. And then when husband goes home, he does use this room to game on the TV, but he doesn't drink coffee. So literally the Keurig would just be mine. I've debated a mini fridge for my home office room. I've debated one. Because I have one in storage from when I was in college. It still works. So I've debated grabbing it and putting it in my home office somewhere. And just using it to store, like, bottles of water and cans of soda and stuff. Maybe some fruit, too, for a snack. I highly recommend, if you are in university in like a small tiny studio apartment or a dorm, to get a mini fridge. It will help you get some sense of proper independence, because you'll be able to like keep like some drinkies and snackies close by. Because when I was in the university dorm, I kept my mini fridge at the foot of my bed. And so I would like crawl to the foot of the bed, lean over, open it up, and grab my drinky and be like, yes, I have a cold drinky drink. So now I can drinky drink while I study. The best way to 420 is it's all personal preference. Some people prefer a pipe. Some people prefer a water pipe or a bong. Some people prefer to vape. Some people prefer it rolled up like in the form of like a cigar, like a joint. Some people prefer that. So that's in terms of smoking it. And then there's people who prefer to eat it in the form of edibles, like brownies, or in places where it's legal and sell in the dispensaries, you can get it in like candies and chocolate and stuff like that too. So that's pretty cool. So edibles are also a thing. And I think it can also be made into a tea, but I've never really heard of anyone having it as a tea. I personally prefer edibles, even though it takes a lot longer to hit sometimes. When they do hit, they tend to be pretty strong. And then I don't have to worry about aggravating my lungs with smoking it. Why not have too many fridges? That way you can store more stuff. Makes perfect sense to me. Damn you, cough.
I've only done a joint once in my life, and I coughed like a mofo. My friends laughed at me because we were all like sharing it because it was a big fatty, and they all made fun of me. They're like, "You're a pansy," and I'm like, "No, I have asthma. Screw you." But I did get like really, really blazed. It was kind of unfortunate because I was away on a work trip and I was actually, my friends were my coworkers and we were smoking. And that whole evening, I was just wandering around like, uh, so glad my bosses aren't here because I don't feel right. I'm just gonna go to my room and watch TV. After I compliment this girl on her amazing hair and tattoos first. I gotta do that first, but now I'm gonna go watch TV. Yeah, the first vapes were super expensive. I remember it was like a vaporizer machine, and you had to like plug it in, and you had to like do the settings just right. I remember that because I had a friend who had one. It made it way easier to smoke, granted, but when they told me what they spent on it, I was like, goodness. Okay then. Switch. Switch. Wee. There we go. No, no cough. Don't cough. No cough. No, stop. Dang it. I think the first time I ever got like legit high, I was at a friend's birthday party and all I wanted to do was eat her cake. That's all I wanted to do. I had like the major munchies. I'm like, you gonna eat that? Because you just grabbed a tiny slice. If you're not gonna finish that, I will eat it for you. Because that is a dang good cake. And she just laughed at me. She's like, Kitti, you're blazed. Go lay down. So who wants to hear a funny story of me drinking underage? Because I got some good ones. Because, yeah, my parents, they're not regular parents, they're cool parents. Dang it, now you all want me to, like, partake in some THC, but, like, my vape pen is in a bag downstairs. I don't want to go digging for it in the dark. And then I have a couple edible gummies left in my backpack. But those take time to hit. And I can't always predict if they're going to hit hard or not. Because if they hit hard, I usually just, like, pass out. Or if they don't, then kind of like just like mellow and like because they're indica, and indica is the mellow strain. Okay, so story time. Story time. I was at a anime convention when I was like 17 with a whole bunch of my friends. We called ourselves the Harem. It's a long story that I may tell another day about why we called ourselves that. But anyway, so me and the Harem, we were hanging out in my hotel room, playing games like Apples to Apples and Imagine If and stuff like that. And then the alcohol comes out because most of my friends were older than me. I was a senior in high school, even though I was technically graduated, but that's another story. They were all like, about to graduate college or in college, so there was alcohol. And my mom was there. She would come in and out of the room because she wasn't staying there. She just paid for the room and would just pop in to check in on me and stuff. But she came in, she's like, oh, there's alcohol. Okay, stay safe. Don't leave the room. Don't want you getting picked up by the popo. And I'm like, okay, mama. And so my friend, who we will call Nako, because that was her nickname at the time, she was a very heavy-handed when it came to mixing drinks, where she would make a cup, and it would be like 80 to 90% liquor and 10 to 20% mixer. Very strong. And I had like a couple cups of this, and I was 17, and I was a very small 17-year-old. So I got trashed. I got absolutely trashed. And I was in a cosplay that involved platform high heel boots that sober I could walk in just fine, and I felt great in because I was really tall and I felt majestic like a giraffe. But when totally hammered, I couldn't walk to save my life. And so I was hanging out on the floor, just chit-chatting with my friends, and then I had to go potty. And I panicked because I couldn't get up to go to the bathroom without falling on my face. I kept scrambling to get up, and I kept falling down, and everybody was giggling. And so I did the only thing I could do, which was get on my butt and scoot across the room to the bathroom and like climb up on the toilet, kick the door closed with my foot, go potty, scramble to wash my hands, get the door open, get back on the ground, and scoot back out. And everybody was just laughing obnoxiously at me. They're like, Kitti, what the? Just take your shoes off. Why didn't you think of that? And I'm like, I don't know, okay? I just had to go to the bathroom. And then they thought, then they realized that the random words, it got to the point where I was so drunk that random words were making me laugh. Like the word butt. My friend Sugar would just, like, she would lean over, get in my face and go, hey, Kitti. Butt. And I would just start laughing stupidly. And then it migrated and she went, hey, Kitti. Weenus. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but that sounds funny. And they were laughing at me because I was laughing at dumb stuff. And it became a game seeing who could make me laugh the hardest until I would, like, pass out from laughing. But the funny part about that was the fact that I scooted on my butt to go to the bathroom. That was one of the first times I ever got truly, like, absolutely obnoxiously drunk in my life. I was 17. Which, in America, is very underage. And then as I got older, it actually got more difficult for me to get, like, properly drunk. Like, I would have to drink, like, a lot in a short period of time. Because apparently my system for processing liquor has gotten very speedy at it. And I joke that I am Jesus in reverse in that I turn wine into water. In that I drink, I'm briefly intoxicated, but then I go to the bathroom and I sober up instantly. It actually really sucks when I want to be at least tipsy and have a good time. And then I go to the bathroom and I'm sober again. And I'm like, well, dang it, now I have to start all over. Because I was at work once, entertaining people at the bar, as you do. And the people were buying me margaritas because it was Cinco de Mayo and margaritas were like half off. And I drank like 5 of them in a row. My boss was there and she had a look of panic on her face when she heard from the bartender how many margaritas I had. And she's like, oh no, Kitty's gonna lose it. And I'm like, no, hang on everybody, I have to go to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom, came back, totally fine. I was like, hey guys, what's up? And they're like, how are you not wasted? And I'm like, I peed. All that margarita just came right back out. So, who wants to buy me some more? But that was the day I earned my boss's trust when it came to alcohol, because she realized that I am Jesus in reverse. Hey people joining. I'm doing good. How are you? See, I generally don't like to buy myself drinks because I feel awkward doing that. I only do that if I'm like out with friends and we're all just buying ourselves drinks, you know, that's just how it is. But if I'm like going to the club or whatever and like looking to socialize not with like my friend group, it's very flattering when other people buy me drinks, but I'm very careful about it, don't worry. I watch the bartender make the drink, so I'm certain that nothing weird gets in it, and I immediately take it, and I never leave a drink unattended. Because you never know, someone might slip something in it. But so far that hasn't happened to me. I remember I was at a convention and I got really drunk and I pissed off this guy who had a crush on me because while I was drunk I was very emboldened. So I went up to the guy I had a crush on and was like, hey, you want to make out? And he was like, hell yeah. So we were like making out, and the guy who had a crush on me walked in on that and he like lost his absolute mind. Because even though I did not reciprocate his feelings at all, no offense to him, he just was not my type, he felt very entitled to me. So he got very, very pissy about that. So he started this rumor that I was some, like, big hoe bag with STDs and stuff. It was very bad, because, like, my, not my immediate friend group, because they knew better, but, like, my extended friend acquaintance group kind of fell for it briefly until people who knew me well were like, no, he's just a jealous asshole spreading shit because he's a jealous asshole. But no, the dude I had a crush on I made out with was not my husband. No, he did not become husbando. It did not work out between us, alas. But we're still friends. I see him sometimes at like friend gatherings. He's a very nice guy. But now husbando is my drink slave. We go out places and he buys me drinks. Because he's my husbando. He doesn't actually really drink anymore. He'll have like one drink. And that's pretty much it. Because he has a very sensitive liver. And also he's usually the one driving. So he doesn't want to drink and drive. So he'll just let me get drunk. He'll let me get drunk. And then we go home. And usually when we go out and do this, my folks are watching the kids and have them put to bed and stuff. So we just come home, fall into bed, and have, like, wild adult fun times, and then pass out. Good night, YT. Enjoy your video games. Man, I started drinking when George Bush was still president. Not Papa Bush, Baby Bush. W. Bush. If I was drinking when Papa Bush was president, I would have been like a fetus, so. Really? It's almost 5? Hot dang, it's almost 5. Stop it, cough. Stop it. It's been like 2, almost 3 weeks. I've had enough of this. Get out of my lungs. And stay out. Oh no! My Takara poster is falling down. You can't see it because it's not in my virtual room, it's in my real room. But like, I have a poster of Takara and it's starting to fall down. No! I need to find a new tacky thing to stick it back up. And I probably need to go buy that at the Staples. Because I don't have any tacky stuff left. But no. Yes, I am. I have a tiny bit of narcissism. Pretty much all the posters in my office is artwork of my characters by Kitti, printed out as posters. And are just hung up around my office. And then I have some pictures that are like signed stuff from like concerts and conventions and whatnot, but the posters are all like Kitti's artwork. It's actually very nice. I feel happy when I look around the room and I just see her lovely artwork. If y'all are interested in posters, I will try to have them up in my new shop. But, like, I've had them up before and got rid of them because, like, no one was ever interested and bought them, so I didn't see the point in having them up. But if there's interest in posters, I will ask Kitti for the original high-res files of some of the nice pictures and turn them into posters. If by N-word you mean the bad N-word, no. I have seen Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. I've seen the first few episodes, and then I saw, like, the last bit of it, because I walked in on someone watching the last bit of it. I am an old school fan who has seen the original Cowboy Bebop many times, and actually bothers to understand the anime. And it is incredibly campy, which new fans don't seem to understand. It is campy. It is intentionally campy. So the live action show is also campy because it's capturing the spirit of the original anime. And so all the people complaining, it's so campy and over the top and it needs to be more gritty. And I'm like, while it does have its serious moments, Cowboy Bebop isn't gritty. It is campy fun. So the fact that the live action show is campy, over the top, ridiculous fun is the point. It's not supposed to be a hyper-realistic, gritty version of Cowboy Bebop. It's supposed to be the anime as played by live people to the best of the abilities that live people can be like anime. So from what I've seen, I personally enjoyed it because I thought it captured the spirit of the show quite well. Plus, the dog who plays Ein is adorable. I love corgis. And also, the people complaining that Faye's outfit isn't accurate to the anime can, like, eat my butt. Because having cosplayed as Faye, all the stunts she has to do in the show, that costume would not hold up well in real life. Not in the slightest. Even with all the body tape and whatnot in the world, it would not hold up. That button that holds together Faye's top in the anime, that single button that holds the top together, is the hardest working button in history. And I feel sorry if that button ever pops off, because it's going to hit someone right in the face and kill them. Hey, howdy, hey, I'm doing great. How are you? I'm okay with live action anime as long as it at least captures the spirit of the anime. Because the Japanese, when they've made live action adaptations, have failed too. So it's not just Netflix, it's not just America doing a poor job. The live action Full Metal Alchemist, made in Japan, was incredibly squirrely. It started off great. It had a great start to it. And then it went off weird. And stopped feeling like Full Metal Alchemist. So the Japanese can mess up too. And I don't like talking about live action Attack on Titan, because that was also incredibly squirrely. And the effects were kind of eek. As was the acting. The acting was very oof. So I will say the live action Death Note done in Japan A million times better than the one Netflix did. Though the one Netflix did, if you just watch it by itself, without thinking it's based on an anime or manga, it's just a hilarious movie. And Ryoka's great. I'm very upset that in the live action Death Notes, they don't have the most iconic scene, which is, I will take a potato chip and eat it. That scene is iconic. It's so dramatic. It's perfect for a movie. If your chat isn't showing up on the screen, it's probably because YouTube is automatically filtering it, because you might be using a word in something you say that YouTube filters. Okay. Bye, troll. I bid you farewell. Dang cough. I say in my stream descriptions, no politics. So I know if you bring up politics, you're trolling. What do y'all think? Should I grab an edible gummy from my backpack and eat it, or should I not risk it? Who knows? It's like 5 in the morning. I don't know where I am anymore. Though if I'm gonna work on audios, I should probably sign off in the next like half hour. Settle down, lungs. Settle down. Drink. Drink. It's the asthma. So I just keep saying it's the asthma. My mom also has asthma and has a similar cough going on right now, so it just don't sound good. Whoop, squeeze me. Hail Buddha, who is my brother. Not the real Buddha, that's my brother's nickname. He is the champion of belching. I promise, if I get real bad, I will go to a doctor. And I will let people know that I have seen a doctor and whatnot. And what the doctor says. Thanksgiving plans? I'm going to my in-laws. Gonna see my mama-in-law, my papa-in-law, and some of my husband's aunts, uncles, and cousins. Bringing the kids. I'm gonna feel super awkward the whole time. Because, well, I do see my mother and father-in-law regularly, and I'm totally cool hanging out with them. I don't see the aunts, uncles, and cousins that much. So, it's awkward. Because when you're a big time grown up, when you are in your 30s, people who are other grown ups ask you like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" or "How's your work going?" And I never know what to say. I never know what to be like. Work's great. Yep, I'm an anime waifu for a living. Yep, that's what I do. Eh. Yo, if you ever come to an Orky stream on Twitch, I've been high on those. And it really depends on the kind of high, because if it's a heavy indica high, it's a little funny, because I usually wind up, like, falling asleep. And chat's like, "Orky, you okay? Orky, wake up. Orky! Orky!" But if I happen to have something with, like, sativa in it, or hybrid, then I'm like, wee! I'm all mellowed out, and this is fun. Meow. No, no cough. No cough. Do not cough. I forbid it. No. This year went by ridiculously fast, but despite all, like, the bad things that happened, this year had some of the funniest things that happened. I'm sorry, that boat getting stuck in the Suez Canal, and then almost getting stuck again. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Would appreciate it happening again, despite all the... I know it had a major impact on the economy, and it was terrible, and yada yada, but it was funny. Boat got stuck. Funny. Funny, funny, funny. I'm so glad that that happened in my lifetime, because I loved it. And I feel like the driver of that boat had the opportunity to do the funniest thing in the world by making it happen twice. And didn't take it. Didn't take it. It would have been like the greatest joke in like human history. It would have wound up in history books. But didn't take it. I would have. I would have risked my job. Just for the lulz. Financially, for me, 2020 and 2021 have sucked. And 2020 was just not great overall, aside from the birth of my lovely little fox. But for some other things, 2021 has been decent. I've gotten some nice job prospects. I've gotten my name out there in certain circles. I've gotten to meet some cool people. And my folks are retiring, so they're going to be less stressed and we'll be able to have more family time, so it's going to be nice. This was 2021 for me was a mixed bag year. Definitely a mixed bag. But damn, that boat, that was funny as hell. And bro, we've been in inflation. An apartment that I rented in 2011 for $700. That same apartment, I looked it up online like last month. They're trying to rent out for like $1,700. Like a good $1,000 more than what I was renting it for. In like less than 10 years. And it was a tiny, tiny studio apartment. Redonkulous. Have a good sleep. Catch you later. Oh man, my whole existence is stress and anxiety. That's just like my default state. I'm just pretty good at masking it. I really want to get a massage. I wish I had like the time and money for it, because I could go for one. My back feels all like it needs a massage. My muscles feel all tense. I like getting pedicures, because then when you go to a good place that does pedicures, they give you like a leg and foot massage, and it's great. I highly recommend a pedicure just for the foot massage alone. Just for the foot massage. Oh no, if we're gonna get into the concept, the conversation of ponies, I have to disagree. Pinkie Pie is best pony. Dang cough. Stop it. Stop it. I think if I had a plug, my gaming chair could do a massage. Because I think I tried it once, but it felt weird. It didn't feel like a good massage. It felt just like something vibrating against my back. I love Pinkie Pie. I've always loved Pinkie Pie. I cosplayed Pinkie Pie like a long time ago. Back when like Friendship is Magic was like first getting big. I did a like and before Equestria Girls was a thing, I did like a human Pinkie Pie and it was super cute. My whole like lady friend group, we did the ponies. And it was a very fun convention. Dun, 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 dun. Shut up, Tommy. So yeah, there's gonna be no Orky stream this evening because I'm gonna be at my in-laws and I don't want to leave early just to come home and stream because that'd be silly. So Orky will be streaming tomorrow on Twitch in the evening, my time. So yeah, I don't know what I'll be doing. Depends how I feel. I might play more Nier Automata or something. Because I just did a 2B cosplay, so I'm very much in a Nier Automata mood. I should do more pony RPs, but like ponies aren't really a thing anymore. Like, well, they are a thing, but there's like new ponies now, and I haven't watched the new ponies yet. So like the ponies I do know are like old meme, and like no one cares. It takes a lot of practice because if you're doing like talking ASMR, you've really got to work on like honing your voice and like making sure you speak a little bit more softer than you usually do, but with a bit more inflection. It's okay if you fumble your words sometimes because that makes it sound more natural. Like, you don't want to sound like you're just reading a script because then it sounds like you're reading a script and people like a more natural sounding flow with their ASMR, you know? But you gotta practice like being very soft and gentle and mellow and calming. You don't want to come off too harsh, you know? And then whispering. Whispering's also a thing. I personally don't like whispering because it puts strain in my throat, but like, whispering's also a thing. Hey, howdy, hey, people join in. And then also they smart, you gotta like, depending on what you're doing, you gotta like figure out other triggers too. Like, you gotta make like spongy sounds or water sounds, or does it involve like ear licking or an ear massage or ear cleaning or tapping, clicking, scratching, typing, whole lot of stuff. Like, obviously, my general speaking voice is kind of different from my ASMR voice. It's still kind of soft and kind of mellow, but I do have slightly harsher inflections when I normally talk than when I do ASMR. So, any other questions? Feel free to bounce them off me. But if your question is, when's the next audio coming, I'm gonna just stare blankly, like, are you for real? And also, please don't ask about part 2s of anything, because I don't know. I'm trying to sit comfy in my chair, and it's getting difficult. Because I like to sit like L from Death Note. I don't know why I do that. I have like ADHD, so I get like tics where I just wanna move. No. Thumbnail was an original creation in a program I have where I can build anime looking models. Not from Monster Musume. I am thankful that for the most part, my family and friends are all really healthy and alive and doing okay. That's what I'm most thankful for. And I'm also thankful that, like, right now, I have really good health insurance through my husband, though, because of his current activation status in the military. So in case something does happen to me, I don't have to worry about, like, the ridiculously insane medical bills I used to have. Hey, howdy, hey. Thank you. I appreciate you for liking the audios. Yeah, I'm on TRICARE. Though there's different levels of TRICARE. Like, when you're active duty or activated reserve, your TRICARE coverage for things is better than if you're just in the reserves. Because Husbando is actually a reservist. He's not normally active duty, but he was activated for certain assignments. So that's why he's deployed right now, because he got activated for this specific assignment. So the insurance status changes when a reservist becomes activated, because then they're considered temporarily active duty. Alright, I gotta BRB again, because all this Diet Cola, for some reason, just going right through me. So, I gotta hit the head. Those of you in the military know what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna check on little Fox to make sure she's still okay and asleep. So, I will BRB. I back. I back. I'm back. Sorry that took a bit. Had to make sure the little fox was safely asleep. No coffee. Sanko. It's very fortunate that the potty is just like right down the hall from my office, so just this quick walk. Anyone else remember the ice bucket challenge? Is that still a thing? Thank you. Glad to be back. 2 chugga big red car. Travel near, we travel far. 2 chugga big red car. Gonna ride the whole day long. "2014 vibes, more like it." "2012 was Gangnam Style." I have Gangnam Style in my head now. No. Oppa Gangnam Style. That's a Wiggles song, I'll have you know. It's in my head because the baby watches a lot of the Wiggles. There's also fruit salad, yummy. Fruit salad, yummy. Fruit salad, yummy. Yummy fruit salad. And then, let's see what else that I know off the top of my head. There's a few. But those are the ones that, like, the baby really likes. I'm sorry, I have to respectfully disagree. Annoying orange was not my jam. Yeah, wake up, Jeff. Except now, Jeff, there's a new purple wiggle, and his name is Lucky. So now it's Wake Up Lucky. He's kind of cute. Like, I'd smash. No, no, like, I genuinely don't mind most of the Wiggle songs. Like, they're not earblood to me. It's not like Barney or the stuff on Coco Melon or some of the other stuff that's out there. I do not let my kids watch Coco Melon. Like, that is banned. Because it's garbage. It's pure garbage. No Coco Melon. Wee. Damn. Yum, 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 yum. I will raise you what the fox says with the song by the same artist called Do You Like the Dubstep? That's a good one. Y'all say childhood YouTubers. I was in high school when YouTube first started. And back when I was watching YouTube, I was watching, like, anime music videos, even though those kept getting taken down for copyright. But I remember the good old days of anime music videos. And, like, just, like, annual videos and things like that. I didn't start really watching, like, YouTubers. Wait, I take that back. Starting in, like, 2009, 2010, whenever she started. Jenna Marbles. She was always my jam. I followed her pretty much since she first started up until she unfortunately left last year. But I followed her whole thing. I subscribed to her the whole time. Love me some Jenna Marbles. Baby Metal's pretty dope. I am genuinely upset that Jenna Marbles, when she left YouTube, also deleted a whole bunch of her videos. Because some of the ones she deleted, I kind of get why. Because the humor from that time period probably wouldn't reflect well today. But they're still funny. And it also shows how much she has grown and changed and evolved as a creator. It's like a time capsule. It's why, even though I'm no longer really proud of a lot of my older audios, because I've gotten better, equipment, better software, I've had more practice and all that, I still won't delete them, because it shows how much it's a time capsule. It shows how much I've grown and changed and evolved as a creator. And even then, some of my oldest audios have the most views and are some of the most popular ones, so who am I to argue? Foxes do make a noise. They go in generally speaking, foxes go, yar. And then in Japan, they go, kon kon, kon kon. So it really depends. In the West, they go like, yar. And in Japan, they go, kon kon. I like Charlie. Voice critical. I like Charlie. Charlie's dope. I also like Mudahar, Smodori Gamers. Mudahar is pretty great. I love Muda. Mostly I love some of his thumbnails. I don't know why, but sometimes his thumbnails, just looking at them, I start laughing. Like when he does like the zoom-ins of his like goofy face as his thumbnail, I don't know why, but that just hits me right in the giggle dick. I don't sub to Joe Rogan because he gets kind of long-winded, and it's just not my speed. But I do sub to Philly D because Philly D sometimes says things that are pretty interesting. Yep. Good morning, Zach, and hello, Goku. Okay, this is probably going to be very controversial of me, but I genuinely like H3H3. I know his style of content has changed over the years, but I still genuinely find him funny most of the time. And also, I have a girl crush on his wife. I have a huge crush on Hila Klein. She is goals. Oh, what happened to Red? Oh, she had to go talk to the big boss man. She had to go talk to Satan. And then she had to retire for the evening and get some demon sleep. She's got big jobs to do, you know. A lot of demon deals to make. Okay, do y'all want to see my one of my favorite Jenna Marbles videos? Let's see if I can switch to my other. I'm huge. Make me less huge. Make me less huge. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up and another window.
One time I grew into an adult, and it really sucked, so I wanted to tell you all about it. Here we go. I hate being a grown-up. Oh, and the fuck do mortgages work? I hate being a grown-up. Oh, I have to leave dishes? I hate being a grown-up. No, seriously, like, where did all these fucking dishes come from? I hate being a grown-up. Taxes. Remember when you were a little kid, you thought it was so cool to grow up? Yeah, we were brainwashed. This shit fucking sucks. Oh, my sheets are dirty. This ought to fix it, right? Oh, the bathroom's dirty too? I'm not gonna clean that shit. Take the garbage out. I don't wanna. What if I just smush it down like this? That's much better. I hate being a grown-up. Oh, DMV. I hate being a grown-up. I'm gonna light my bills on fire. I hate being a grown-up. My friends are getting married. I hate being a grown-up. Why don't you walk yourself? Oh, you just had a baby? Congratulations. I looked at pictures of cats today. Yeah, and I dyed my hair purple and wear a Ninja Turtle backpack. Law school, wow. I'm gonna go get drunk. Because that's the only cool thing you can do as a grown-up.
Hello, sadness.
I hate being a grown-up. The dentist is so expensive. I hate being a grown-up. Even my vagina has its own doctor. I hate being a grown-up. I just said vagina. I hate being a grown-up. And now I'm gonna say penis. Mom, what's for dinner? Oh yeah, that's right. She doesn't live here. Mom, I had a nightmare. Ah, fuck. Mom, my laundry. Help. God damn it, I have to do all these things by myself, don't I? Son of a bitch.
And that is my favorite thing. One of my favoriteest things. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Zach. Thank you.
I just find that video so relatable. So very relatable. She's well off, but she's very frugal with her money. Because she spent a long time saving for a house, and a good house, a house she wants to be able to be in for like many years. So rather than blow money the way a lot of other YouTubers do, she invested and saved. You know, bought a nice house, and you know, put a lot of money into caring for her dog. She got that greyhound towards the end of her channel's career. And from what I heard, from what I think I've heard from, because Julian's still active on the internet, I think they're currently fostering another dog. So I think she's really getting into like animal like care and stuff like that. So she invests her money in things like that. But she comes from just a very humble upbringing, so she would feel out of place having maids and chefs and stuff like that. It would probably make her feel awkward and weird. Oh, I have hummed this. It's an earworm. Maybe one time I'm going to stream on here and we're going to go on a Google deep dive. Where we just let Google just take us places that are still safe for work, but we let Google take us places. Well, when you come from a humble upbringing and you're used to doing things yourself, it can feel weird to pay other people to regularly do things for you that you know you're perfectly capable of doing yourself, you know? Plus, I have a feeling, given what I've seen of the house that she actually bought in the videos, it looks like it's kept way cleaner than the houses she rented. So she probably did, when she bought a house, hired someone to come clean, just like off screen, come like every so often to clean, because it does look very clean. Like her rental homes always look kind of like, yeah, but the house she bought always seemed to look pretty organized and clean. So I imagine when she finally settled in a place that she wants to be in a while, she's probably like, okay, I'll invest in someone to help me out with cleaning it. But I don't think she ever like got a chef or anything, because she's made videos showing herself and Julian cooking and whatnot. And I think they actually enjoy cooking. So I'm like, if you enjoy cooking and like feeding yourself, why hire a chef? My favorite music genre is probably industrial. Yeah, I don't think the house Jenna bought was a mansion, just based on what I've seen in the videos. I think it's a pretty standard few bedroom, spacious, granted, but few bedroom house. They just
the area she lives in, houses that are even like slightly bigger than average size are just really, really expensive. Like a house in that part of California doesn't have to be a mansion to be really, really pricey. Yeah, Southern California, yeah, it's more expensive than Northern California, but like Southern California is like where it's happening, so. Like, my family, we don't live in California, but our area is getting more and more expensive to get a house in. And, like, husband and I are in the market for a new house. And the houses we're looking at are small. We just want a 3-bedroom. We would like a 4-bedroom, but we're okay with selling for a 3-bedroom. And even then, they are at the very, like, max level of our budget. Like, if we need to stay close to this particular base, if this is where the military plans to keep him a while, and they don't want to send him to a base somewhere else, we may wind up needing, like, help from my grandma for a down payment, because my grandma has some money, because she lives very minimally because of her age and whatnot. She doesn't need much aside from medical care, so she likes to help the family. Yeah, yeah. Yep, that too, Nico. That's a big thing going on. Even in my area, it's bananas. Absolutely bananas. I shall, Alex. I definitely shall. Thank you. But my grandma was always very smart with her money, and she invested wisely. So she has a nice nest egg. So when the day comes when she, departs from this world, my uncle and my mom are gonna get a fairly nice inheritance. And my mom already said she's going to use some of her inheritance from my grandma to help me and husband out, because in her opinion, some of it is my money too. Because I'm pretty much my grandma's only grandchild. I have 2 cousins who are also part of this grandma's family, but they decided they didn't want to be part of the family anymore and bailed. Like, I think only one of them talks to my uncle still, and it's like once in a blue moon, and the other one disappeared off the face of the earth. I haven't heard from that cousin in like over a decade, and neither has my uncle. My husband is in the U.S. Marine Corps. He's a sergeant. So he doesn't exactly make bank, but we manage. We manage. We get by. Yeah, my grandma is 93, so and has Alzheimer's, so she probably only has a couple years left, and that's being optimistic, but she's lived a very long, fruitful, enriched life with a lot of love and happiness. And she had many, many, many amazing years with my grandfather before he passed, so she had a very fulfilled life, so there's going to be like no unfinished business when her time comes. Oh yeah, I think about my grandma all the time. She's always in my thoughts. Because she was an artist, a fine artist, a painter. And she's the person who got me into the arts in general to begin with when I was a little kid. So I have her to thank for that. Alright, y'all. I hate to cut this, but it is 6 a.m. my time. And if y'all want any hope of a new audio today, I gotta hit the good mic for some re-records and the editing deck to do some editing. So, and I gotta do that before people wake up. So, thank you all for joining me. I've been on probably like a little over 2 hours now. And if you want to catch another stream, I'll be streaming as Orky tomorrow evening on Twitch. So, I'll be streaming again then. Not sure when I'll stream on YouTube next. It just depends on how I'm feeling and my schedule and everything else. Great. Love you all and stay awesome. Mwah. Mwah. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. Nya, nya. Ada, ada. Ada, ada.